object in the universe, right, they have their own gravitational pull. Okay, that's absolutely correct. But just because something has a gravitational pull, I cannot call it as a planet. First thing, okay? Moon is not considered as a planet. It is considered as a natural satellite. Now, instead of going in the word natural, can you tell me what is a satellite? Very good. So see, Moon is a natural satellite. Why do I say that? Because now if this is Earth, okay, now this is your Earth and this is your Moon. So Moon has a tendency to go around the Earth. We already have satellites in our universe, right? We are making them, we are sending them into space so that we all can connect, right? We can know about the weather. We can have the GPS navigation and everything. What's the purpose of Moon? Why is it a natural satellite? What is it doing? Now see, Sun is the biggest star that we have in our solar system. Do you all agree with me? Yeah. And
Yes.
and Sun
Yeah.
is something which is giving us light, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Moon is a natural satellite. It is not a star. So that means it will not have its own light. Do you think you can see anything here? No, you can't see anything, right? But if there is
No.
light, let's say if there is sunlight, so this sunlight will fall on the moon. And that's why from the Earth, we see the moon. Now, imagine that it's completely dark. There is a light source that is shining its light upon the moon, and that's the reason we see it. Is it clear? All stars will have one property, which is common, that they'll have their own light. Okay? The reason why we see Jupiter, all the planets, is because of those stars only. Okay? If there are no stars, if there is no sun, we won't see anything in space. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, what is the function of moon? You have seen seas, beaches, oceans, right? Have you heard of high tides and low tides, the waves and everything?
Yes.
Do you know who was responsible for all of that?
The moon?
The moon. Yes, exactly. This guy over here is responsible for causing those high tides and low tides. And it all depends on the position of moon around the earth. Okay? Fine. Any doubts till this point? No? Okay. So see, this is your hierarchy, how you actually, move and look into space, how you go. See? Right? And if we have to go into space, what do we use?
Rocket ships.
Yeah,
Rockets.
that's correct.
That's
That's correct. And why is it that I have to use rocket ships? Why can't I just use airplanes? You also told me about gravity. What exactly is gravity? So, if gravity is pulling everything down, right? So why is it that if something goes into space, it flies?
In space, Earth's gravitational field won't be able to reach, so it won't no longer pull it down.
Okay. So does that mean there is no gravity in space?
Yes. No.
Yeah, there is no gravity in space. And that's the reason why everything keeps on flying. There's nothing which is pulling it down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. This is the view of Earth during daytime. This is how the Earth looks at night. Okay? Okay. My question is very simple. Moon, is it going to move around the Earth, or is it that Earth moves around Moon? That's perfect. If the moon is moving around the Earth, Naira, this question is for you. So the Earth, is it moving around the sun, or the sun is moving around the planets? So sun is like in the center. All the planets, they move around the sun. And the moons, different planets, they have moons, and all the moons move around those planets, right?
Yes.
So I just need a rough estimate, a number from each one of you. How many moons exactly do we have in our solar system? Apart from two planets, except these two planets that I'll tell you, all the planets, they have moon. So the two planets that do not have moon are this and this. Who's going to tell me what are the names of these two planets?
Mercury and Venus.
Perfect. So Mercury and Venus are the only two planets.
They're Mercury and Venus.
Yes, absolutely correct. Good. All the other planets, so we don't have in thousands, the number is not in thousands, but yes, we have more than 200 moons in our solar system. Okay? Now, again, turn for a wild guess. Who's gonna guess? Which planet would have maximum number of moons? So we have Saturn for 146. Somebody said Jupiter. And somebody even said Uranus. Right? Anyone else? Saturn is a winner. Saturn has 146 moons. Okay? Okay, so these are the moons that are already named for these planets. Okay? Mercury and Venus are the two planets which have no moon at all. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we have not explored the entire universe, but there are certain galaxies that we see. The galaxy in which we live is which one?
The Milky Way.
Perfect.
And
Yes,
the closest galaxy to us is the Andromeda galaxy.
yes, exactly. Okay. Now see, each galaxy, the galaxy keeps on spiraling. Everything in this universe keeps on moving. Despite the fact that there is no gravity in space, if there is something, nothing is going to stay still. It will keep on floating. Okay? Yeah. And if I want to measure what is the distance between two planets, or what is the distance between Earth and the Sun, how do I measure it? In what
In
terms?
light years.
Exactly, in light years. So light years is a unit of distance. Got it? It
Wait,
doesn't say,
I thought it was astronomical units.
yeah, it's an astronomical unit for distance.
Oh.
Because that's how you are measuring distance between two things. If these are two objects, how will you measure distance? You either use centimeters or meter scale, right? That is, something is really far away. Okay, if something is in space, so we use the term light years, which is an astronomical unit of distance. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I think most of you are more interested in black holes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now let's talk about black holes. You have a brief idea about what exactly is space. You got the planets, you got the moon. Okay, good. What is this black hole? Yeah, that's true. So, can I say that black hole is just a hole which is there in, the universe?
It's not really a hole. It looks like a gigantic ball with a ring around it.
Okay. Now, this term is black hole. So that means it is black in color, right?
Yeah.
Space is also black. How do I figure out where is the black hole?
And it's just black.
Yeah. So see, there's one thing. The color, there are different shades of each color, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because there are a lot of stars over here, do you see that it's like grayish white color somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is actually telling me you have light, there are stars. Okay. But black hole is so dark that you cannot see anything through it. Okay, it is that dark. It is darker than the space of color of space. Because space, it lights up because of stars. Black hole, if there is anyone who is closer to black hole is gonna take everything in. Okay? Is it clear? Next is this.
Yeah.
What is this? Any idea? So the thing is, see, as we are, moving into next years, every year we are advancing in terms of technology, right?
Yeah.
So every time, see, in 2009, when they took the picture of black hole, it was something like this. People were assuming something like this. It's more. Let's see, gradually, this is how we have the black hole. Okay? Just like you guys said, there is so much gravity in black hole. It can suck up everything, no matter what. Even light, if it goes in, it goes in. It's never gonna come out, right? So black hole is something, nothing can escape this black hole. Be it any star, be it any planet, nobody can escape this black hole. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, now all the black holes, they have a special boundary around it. Now this boundary is known as your event horizon. Okay? It's like this black hole is saying that this is my territory. The moment you enter or you are even at the line of my territory, I'll just suck you in. Got it?
Yeah.
So if you are at this point, you are still safe. At this point also you are safe. But the moment you come at this point, it's danger. Here, it's danger. So the level of that danger keeps on increasing as you move towards the black hole. So there's this boundary which is known as the event horizon. At this point, anything which is at this point will not exist because the black hole is going to suck everything in. Okay? You cannot escape once you have entered or once you reach the event horizon of that black hole. Is it clear? We all know that nothing is faster than the speed of light, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But this event horizon, it has such high gravity that even if the light is trying to, move across it, move past it, let's say that this is light, it's trying to go this way. The moment it enters here, there is no going back. The gravity is so strong that it doesn't care what is the speed of light. It will take it in. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yep.
And this is exactly what a spaghettification is.
Oh.
So it's not like there is a hole. It's not like there's a hole. Everything will come and it will fall into a hole. No. If something fall in, it turns into this manner, like spaghetti. And it reaches a point. Got it? So this process is spaghettification. Okay? Is this clear? Look at this one. This is going to give you a clear idea. You see, this is your black hole. If something enters it, everything is going to a single point, right? Here, spaghettification will happen. And everything reached is a single point. This point is known as singularity. Is it clear?
Yes.
So even if you look at this spacecraft, so it is going. It's not like it will go directly. No. Do you see the elongation over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is spaghettification. Everything will become so distorted in the form of spaghetti, long threads. Okay? Is it clear? No? Okay, so today we'll be doing